Australia isn't just a country. It's a land where the impossible seems to happen every day. Kangaroos on your plate, fences that stretch beyond the horizon, and a war where humans lost to birds. Welcome to Australia, a place so wild, even its stories have teeth. Ready to dive in? You won't believe what's coming next. Number 1. Australia is the only country that eats its national animals, and once lost a war to a bird. Australia has a truly unique relationship with its national animals. Let's talk kangaroos and emus. Yep, these iconic animals represent Aussie spirit, strong, resilient, and a surprising source of food. Kangaroo meat is lean, packed with protein, and low in fat, so eating it helps keep booming populations under control. You'll spot kangaroo dishes in restaurants and grocery stores, though most Aussies don't eat it every day. But here's the wildest part. Ever heard of the Great Emu War? Back in 1932, Australia actually went to war against emus. These tall, flightless birds were wreaking havoc on farmland in Western Australia, so the military was called in. Armed with machine guns, they went to battle against the emus. But the emus? They proved tougher than anyone expected, dodging bullets, outrunning soldiers, and after weeks of pure chaos, actually winning the war. In the end, the government had no choice but to call off the mission and let the emus roam free. So did they keep destroying farms? Well, yes, but with a twist. Farmers managed the problem with fences and pest control. Today, emus still cause occasional damage, but they're now a recognized part of Australia's rugged wildlife. Because in Australia, even the animals have minds of their own. Number 2, Australia, home to the deadliest creatures on Earth. If dangerous animals give you chills, Australia is about to blow your mind. This country is like a live-action survival show, packed with some of the deadliest creatures on the planet. From slithering snakes to lurking sea creatures, Australia doesn't just have dangerous wildlife, it leads the pack. Take snakes, for example. Australia is home to 21 of the world's 25 most venomous species. Meet the inland taipan, also known as the fierce snake, whose venom is so deadly it could kill over 100 grown men with one bite. Then there's the eastern brown snake, responsible for the most snakebite deaths in Australia. These snakes aren't just dangerous, they redefine what deadly means. And here's the wildest part. Australian kids grow up learning how to spot and avoid these creatures. In rural areas, it's second nature for them to know exactly how to handle, or better yet, steer clear of a snake encounter. Now that's what I call survival skills. Number 3, Australia, the land of fences. Australia isn't just a country, it's practically a fortress. To keep nature in check, it's home to 2 of the longest fences on Earth, the rabbit-proof fence and the Dingo Fence. And trust me, these fences have stories as wild as the creatures they're meant to stop. Let's start with the rabbit-proof fence. Back in the late 19th century, rabbits were introduced to Australia. Bad idea. With no predators, they multiplied like crazy, devouring crops across the country. So they built a fence, stretching an unbelievable 3,200 kilometers. Sure, it helped slow them down, but rabbits being rabbits, they still found ways around it. Over time, Aussies added poisons, hunting, and even rabbit-specific viruses to the arsenal. Today, the fence stands as a mix of history and pest control. Then there's the Dingo Fence, an incredible 5,600 kilometers long. To grasp just how long that is, imagine walking the entire length. It would take an average person about 200 days, covering 25 to 30 kilometers a day. The scale is mind-blowing. The fence is 11 times the length of Singapore and over 7 times the entire length of the United Kingdom from top to bottom. If laid across Europe, it would cross multiple countries with ease. Built in the 1880s to protect farmland from wild dingoes, this fence snakes through deserts, plains, and some of the most remote areas of Australia. Maintaining it is no small feat. Workers constantly patrol and repair it, battling weather, erosion, and even wildlife. Number 4, the Great Barrier Reef, the largest living structure on Earth. Let's talk about something epic, the Great Barrier Reef. This isn't just any coral reef, it's the biggest living structure on the planet, stretching over 2,300 kilometers. It's so massive, astronauts can spot it from space. That's right, this underwater superstar is so massive you can see it from space. But it's not just about size. The reef is alive, vibrant, and home to thousands of species you'd swear belong in a sci-fi movie. Picture playful dolphins, graceful sea turtles, and corals that look like rainbows came to life. It's like a bustling underwater city where every corner bursts with color and surprises. And let's be real, this place isn't just a natural wonder, it's a crowd magnet. Millions of visitors flock here every year, snorkeling, diving, and snapping photos of its legendary beauty. Whether you're an ocean lover or just looking for your next profile picture, the Great Barrier Reef is the ultimate destination. Just remember to pack your snorkel and maybe your jaw, because it'll drop. Number 5, one of the largest wilderness areas on Earth, Australia's Outback. If you think you know big, think again, because nothing compares to the Outback. This place is so vast and remote, it feels like its own planet. Imagine endless red sands, bizarre rock formations, and horizons that stretch forever. It's bigger than some entire countries, and trust me, you'll feel it. But here's the twist. The Outback isn't just empty space. It's alive with some of the weirdest creatures you'll ever meet. Around 80% of its wildlife is found nowhere else on Earth. Picture red kangaroos hopping around like they own the place, thorny devils soaking up water through their skin, and emus strutting around like they're running the show. It's basically Australia's wildest reality show. And let's not forget the human history here. The Indigenous Australians have lived in this rugged land for tens of thousands of years, leaving behind incredible rock art that's older than the pyramids. That's right, 20,000 years of history, carved into the rocks, just waiting to blow your mind. And remote? Oh, it's remote. Roads? Barely. Towns? Few and far between. You could drive for days and see nothing but cattle stations and dusty roadhouses. But that's the magic of the Outback. It's raw, untouched, and as Aussie as it gets. If you're brave enough to take it on, you'll never forget the adventure. Number 6, the oldest continuous culture in the world, Australia's Indigenous heritage. When it comes to history that runs deep, Australia's Indigenous culture is truly in a league of its own. We're talking about a culture that has thrived for over 60,000 years, the oldest continuous culture in the world. Imagine generations upon generations creating art, traditions, and spiritual beliefs that have survived and evolved for millennia. From ancient rock paintings to sacred sites, these are legacies of Australia's first people, long before Europeans ever set foot here. But here's the reality today. Indigenous Australians make up only about 3.3% of the population. After thriving here for over 50,000 years, Indigenous Australians now make up only a small fraction of the country's 26 million people. So what happened? Colonization changed everything. When Europeans arrived in 1788, they brought not just new ways of life, but also diseases Indigenous Australians had never been exposed to. With no immunity, many lives were lost to these new illnesses, making disease a quiet but deadly part of the story. And it didn't stop there. Colonization brought land seizures, violence, and forced displacement. Much like what Indigenous populations in the Americas faced, lands and resources were taken, often with little regard for the people who'd lived there for tens of thousands of years. A reminder of this complex history is Australia Day on January 26th. For many, it celebrates the arrival of the First Fleet in 1788, marking the nation's modern beginning. But for many Indigenous Australians, it's a reminder of invasion, loss, and resilience, a day some call Invasion Day. It's a topic that stirs debate each year as people grapple with history and calls for recognition and respect. Australia today is a melting pot, with most people now descendants of immigrants. But the heart of this land beats with its ancient past. The stories, art, and spirituality of Indigenous Australians remain a profound part of its identity, a reminder of endurance and strength across millennia. Number 7. The opera house that looks like a sailing ship, Sydney's iconic shells. You've seen it on postcards and Instagram. It's the Sydney Opera House, Australia's most iconic building. But here's the twist. This architectural marvel almost didn't happen. When Danish architect Jorn Utzon unveiled his bold design in the 1950s, it left people amazed and skeptical. Those shell-like sails? Beautiful, yes, but also impossible. Or so they thought. It took 14 years, over 10,000 workers, and some serious engineering wizardry to make the Opera House a reality. And in 1973, it opened its doors, forever transforming Sydney Harbor. Here's the fun part. The outside may be world famous, but inside, it's just as incredible. The concert hall's acoustics are so perfect. Musicians often call it magical. And those iconic white sails? They're covered in over 1 million self-cleaning tiles that sparkle brilliantly under the Aussie sun. But don't let the name fool you. It's not just about opera. This place hosts everything from rock concerts and stand-up comedy to symphonies and even yoga classes. It's a cultural hotspot where creativity knows no bounds. Whether you're watching a show or just gawking at its stunning design, the Sydney Opera House isn't just a landmark. It's proof that turning the impossible into reality is worth every effort. So there you have it, Australia, a place where nature runs free, history runs deep, and every corner holds a story wilder than the last. From fearless emus to the vast Outback, this country is packed with surprises that keep us all guessing. Think you could handle the Outback, or maybe dodge a few deadly snakes? Australia's wild side is waiting for you. The adventure's just getting started.